What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Summer Gravity, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. Alright guys, I wanted to just go through the potential resources burn because as I kind of alluded to it earlier, I hadn't had a chance to look at the numbers, and so I'm going to do this now. I have both tabs pulled up here, and we're just going to go through each of these because the cards have different costs associated with them, meaning that there's different resources that they require. So for example, the common card is going to cost 20,000 grain. Rare card is going to cost 30,000 wood. Epic is 7,500 aura, 15,000 stone, 50,000 grain, and the legendary is 50,000 aura and 40,000 iron. So they neatly put this together and said if everything gets minted, right, which again, I have no idea if it will, hopefully it does, but if everything does get minted, looking into this, you can see that the amount of stuff being burned is significant, right? And I'm not even going to get into Cinder. We'll save that for another video. Just the land resources here. So take a look at this. 2.3 billion grain. So if we go over here, let's go over to the supply. This is the land website that I love. Shout out to Beaker and Azurcon. So 2.3 billion grain. I mean, that's like more than 25% of the total supply of grain that is out there, right? So people are sitting on about 6 billion grain and the hub has about 3 billion. So it's 9.15, that is it. Plus, we are still in a slight deficit when it comes to grain. We are consuming slightly more than we are producing, which means that if people want or need grain, we are going to have a situation where we're probably going to eat into some of this. Now, the question then becomes, how long will these cards be available to mint? Will it be over a short period of time or will it be ongoing? Because if it's ongoing, again, we produce 138 million every single day, and I'm sure people will be dipping into that to a certain extent, right? So that's grain. That's probably going to be well, I think that's the second biggest one. The biggest one here is wood. So wood is only for the rare card, but in going over the rare card, that's the one that gives you to me pretty substantial benefits even at the lower levels. 540 million wood. So check this out now, and we'll go here. 540 million is, I mean, this is like almost 2/3, 3/4. It's like 60% of the amount of wood that is out there in supply, right? 540 million is more than people are currently sitting on. There's 468 million that's currently in people's whatever, and then you got another 329 million in the hub. So that is massively significant. And again, I like the rare card the most. That's probably one of my favorite ones, and one that I will try to go and get at least a couple of, just because wood is something that I do get regularly, so that's something that I'll probably spend on. Now you have stone here, so let's just go to stone real quick. You got 90 million stone. The rest are not that high. 90 million stone. It's about 20% of the total stone supply. I thought that this would be higher because we're producing way more stone than we are consuming it. And then when you look at iron, iron is somewhat similar as well. So it's about 40 million iron, which I guess is slightly higher. So 40 something million iron. Maybe it's about like 30% of the total iron. And then finally, you got aura. Now this is another big one. So 95 million aura. And if we go here and see, there's only 139 million. So that is definitely over half. It's probably like close to 60-70% of the total aura that is out there. I love that. I mean, all of this stuff, it finds a home for these things, and I'm actually excited to see what the demand for these cards are going to be. Now, obviously, if the demand is low and the people who are playing land don't really feel the need to get these cards, then it is going to be what it's going to be. But we saw that the max number of cards is not that high when we're looking at the print rates, and I think that's a good thing, right? And keep in mind there will be gold foil, black foil, and then the arcane variants of each, so that will eat into some of the supply and demand, right? Or at least it's going to add to the supply and reduce some of the demand for these cards, but a lot remains to be seen on this, and I think that it's going to be kind of fun to see how it all plays out. But just wanted to share that with you. I think it is significant in that sense, especially for grain, especially for wood, and especially for aura. Stone and iron maybe not so much, but I guess there's not as much being produced in general. We have a decent amount there, and the amount that's being produced over what we consume regularly is relatively high. But keep in mind that there will be other areas in which land resources will be required. There's the ongoing conflicts. There's the potential mini set if that's going to have conflicts as well. Just the wagon kits and all that. So I'm curious to see how it all shapes out, but hopefully this ends up being a little bit of a reset, especially for grain, and even more so for wood. And then of course gives Aura a lot of use cases, because we had research that then filtered into Aura, and then all the value of a lot of these things just started going down. And we are now seeing them on the rise. And to me, that's actually quite fantastic. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.